Hello friends, I'm here to create my first YouTube video on data science. So a bit about me. I am Prateek. I have about 10 years of work experience in data science in Google, Facebook. Currently, I'm working as a data scientist in Facebook or Meta platform as we call it right now. So today I want to talk about what is data science and what do data scientists do as a fundamental. I get this question asked a lot. So, in my view, how I perceive it is data science is a data scientist primary job of a data scientist is to assist in decision making. Uh, Now, those decisions could be strategic, tactical, whether to launch this product, not launch this product, whether to say call it email as spam or not spam, whether to call it a security threat, access point or not security threat, whether to sell it to this customer or not to sell to this customer, etc., etc. Who is likely to buy, who is not likely to buy, etc., etc. So for kind of these decisions are very important. Some of them are define the team strategy of any company for long term, while some of them are very tactical and kind of define short term successes, etc. Or some of them can be real time and kind of instantaneous, like calling an email as spam or not spam, or an attack as security threat or not security threat, etc., etc. Right? So these kind of decisions are depending on kind of how complex this is, how when do we like how much time do we have before making the decision, etc. Those techniques and the skills we need are different. So overall data science every decision making is a very complex process, and I tend to define it by three key characteristics. So first and most important of them is data. Is do you really have data? Do this decision have to be data based, and do you really have data for to make this call? So for example, hiring, if you are making that decision based on an interview, it is very difficult to get data for that candidate for, and it is really difficult to say can this decision be data based. Most of these reasons are gut based. Of course, interviewers try to kind of assess people and kind of rate them, etc., etc., and you can kind of make it double blind that some other people make the decision of hiring based on the feedback, etc. But eventually it is a very gut based feedback written by the interviewee, and there is not a lot of data involved in that respect. If you kind of try to make that decision based on the previous experience of a candidate, previous kind of grades, etc., from the candidate, it's not going to work. So that's not a very database decision. But there are some other decisions are they're very database. You cannot make those decisions on the basis of gut. So many strategic decisions are like this, and many real-time decisions like whether to mark this mail as spam or not spam. Because you have to do it in like a large scale, a machine have to do. A human cannot be involved, and hence those decisions are mostly database decisions. Second thing, what's the accuracy and integrity of the data? Is data being available? Is it available in the format that you want it to be, etc.? Those sort of decisions are also very important for data. Now, coming about the second important characteristic of this process is analyst. What kind of skills do that analyst have? So it also depends on a multitude of different kind of skills available. So first and foremost, can analysts do basic analytics around it? What's the mean of the data? How is this mean different from that mean, etc.? Those sort of things. So we can call it BI availability as well. So you can create dashboards, and on the basis of that you can make those decisions. Slightly more complex decision making is statistical decision making. So you can do some sort of test to say if this difference that we are seeing between mean of two quantities is statistically significant or not. This is slightly better than first, but again this only proves correlation, and it necessarily does not establish that kind of activity A is impacting activity B. For example, we can say that my customers from India, and I'm comparing for customers for India and Brazil, and I see that Brazilian customers buy more stuff than Indian customers. So if I move my sales team to Brazil, it will help me selling more people, and hence I will be able to kind of produce more revenue. It can be visible from kind of, we try to say average revenue, and those average revenue per advertiser, etc., and those might be statistically significant as well, but those might not be causal in the sense like moving sales team might not move the revenue as well. for those kind of decisions, for those kind of things, we need to be slightly more advanced. So we need to conduct experiments, etc., to be able to quantify, say that will help. You have several more advanced statistical methods in it. So you can do kind of pre-post study. You can do other causal analysis to be able to do that, and some sort of kind of, if the relationship is also using multiple variables, then you can do regressions or classification, etc. Those kind of things are helpful. If further, but those decisions are not real time, and a significant analyst involvement is required every time you do these kind of analysis. But if you want some real time decision like spam, non-spam kind of classification, you need to have even higher level of skills or different sort of skills called as machine learning skills. So for these, you train a model once, validate it, test it, and then put it into production, and then that model work on its own every time. Of course, you need to keep an eye on that model and make sure that it is working on the new data we are coming, and of course fine tune it as we go along. But that model work is in autonomous mode and do those classification or those decisions on its own. So that's about analyst. Third thing, important characteristic of this whole process is time. What kind of time do you have for making those decisions? As I told you, some of the decisions are real time. So for this, you need to invest beforehand making this decision or assisting to make that decision and make that decision real time. So you kind of create that model by analyzing a lot of data, practicing and validating it a lot. There is a lot of complex processes involved over there, and then you put that model in production. After that, that model make those decisions in real time, but you need to spend hours or maybe days or months creating that model and putting it into production. So leaving that aside, there are many other kind of decisions, and depending on time, so it might not be possible to do complex advanced statistical methods. It might not be possible to do experiments to establish those causality, because experiments take time to happen, and then experiment needs, like if you are talking about a causal relationship between a new product and kind of customers coming to you, you need to launch that product in a certain segment of traffic, then collect the data, analyze the data, and then you can make the recommendation on basis of that. Sometimes you might not have that kind of time available, so you go based on gut, or you can do kind of quick analysis to be able to launch that. But I would say it depends. Time is mostly dependent on what kind of decision you are trying to make. So if decisions are strategic, you generally should invest a lot more time into it, doing thorough with your analysis to be able to come with recommendation. While they are really tactical, short term in nature, and impacts your key decision making in the short term, you can go with like faster hacky way of doing stuff. Another important kind of classification of decision making, as Jeff Bezos say, is one-way door or two-way door. What do you mean by this? Is it possible to reverse a decision quickly? If it is, then it might be better to make that decision, test it out in real world, and then kind of reverse your decision if you got it wrong. Instead of kind of spending weeks trying to conducting experiment, getting the right data, and being very thorough and very kind of clear about the analysis you want to do, and kind of taking all the exceptions, etc., into it. But some of those decisions might not be reversible decisions. They are one way. So if you're thinking about like long-term strategy of your team, expanding your business, about hiring more people, etc., so reversing those decisions have a lot of cost. For example, during COVID pandemic, a lot of tech companies hired a lot of people, and now assuming in their analysis said that way that the digital transformation that we were witnessing during COVID time is permanent, and the growth is accelerated like multiple years. Many readers have said that, but unfortunately that was not true, and now that is causing harm to all these companies. They're having to fire workforces, which is very troublesome for the company and have long-term implication on long-term existence and survival of the company. So for those kind of decisions which are one way, the analysis have to be really thorough. You have to be really sure. So take all the time you want to make those decisions. You generally get all the time in the world to make those decisions, to come up with the analysis and recommendation accordingly. So yeah, that's what I can think of right now as a process of decision making. It's really important. So think about it, how it impacts you, how it impacts your life, and please share your feedback, write in comments, like, share, and subscribe to this channel and the videos. I hope to come up with these data science related videos pretty regularly. It's my new year resolution as well. So hope to interact with you soon and more. Thank you.